You may not think it, but we've actually seen more of Starfield than any previous Bethesda Game Studios game. Once you take in all three trailers, the showcase, Constellation Questions, the other various videos and series that they've put out, Bethesda have actually shown off and talked about Starfield more than they ever have with any of their previous games in the past. However, with that said, there's still a lot that we don't know about Starfield, and many things that need to be either confirmed or denied by Bethesda before the game launches on September 6th of this year. So today we're going to go over 5 things that Bethesda absolutely need to confirm for Starfield before the game's release. If you're new to my channel, I ask that you kindly consider subscribing. This is the place for you if you're interested in Starfield content and staying up to date with the game. We cover everything here on a weekly basis, from news to leaks to rumours, and have plenty of fun discussions, and it would be great to have you join us. But with that out of the way, here are 5 things that Bethesda need to confirm before Starfield's release. Multiple ships seems pretty obvious, but it's actually still unconfirmed whether or not we can own more than 2 ships in Starfield. I should point out that although it is unconfirmed, again it does seem fairly obvious thanks to one fact. We can steal ships, likely by docking onto them, capturing or slaughtering the NPC pilot inside, and simply just stealing said starship. So if we already own a ship and do this, it clearly means that we can have more than 2. However, we may not be able to track, keep or return to stolen ships. What I'm talking about specifically here is if we can buy more than 1 ship and actually own it and keep it at our outpost and pick and choose which starship we want to use when we please. Again, while this does seem fairly obvious, it is still unconfirmed, and many assume, including myself, that we will gain access to multiple ships in the game. So in order to manage expectations if this isn't the case, Bethesda should probably get around to telling us. We unfortunately still don't know if gas giants will be in Starfield, although just like multiple ships, it does seem pretty obvious since Starfield is going in a realism direction. However, even if they are in the game, we still have no idea how they'll work. See, gas giants in real life are just large planets of relatively low density consisting of hydrogen and helium. You cannot land on a gas giant because of the pressure of its core. The core is so enormous, and the cores of gas giants are actually solid, but above them is just a massive thick layer of gas, filled with thousands of kilometers of thickness. So it's a wonder how these gas giants will actually act in Starfield. It would be a little boring to just simply have them in the game and not be able to do much with them. But again, if we compare to real life, we may be able to send drones into gas giants to gather some rare resources, or perhaps in the future that the game's set in, we can find special suits which allow us to go exploring. I'd really love to hear more confirmations on gas giants in Starfield. Land vehicles are clearly one of the biggest questions in the Starfield community right now. We have seen concept art of land vehicles, but that doesn't prove that they're in the game. After all, Fallout also has land vehicles, and we never get to drive any of them besides one in Fallout 2. However, for a game of this size, with over 1,000 planets and 100 solar systems to explore, it would make sense for us to have some kind of land transportation. Whether that's a drivable rover, some kind of sci-fi bike, or something else. The scale of these planets looks pretty huge, and I think after a while we might all get a little burnt out of just walking around. Especially when you consider that we won't be able to fly within a planet's atmosphere. That's something else that Bethesda should really outright confirm, since a few people still aren't sure about it, although it is pretty much confirmed. Survival mode is extremely popular in both Fallout 4 and Skyrim, aka Bethesda's 2 biggest games, and Starfield waiters, as I like to call us, are really hoping for a survival mode being added into Starfield at some point. And as somebody who loves survival mode on Fallout 4 and Skyrim, I'd love to see this too. Taking the most dangerous elements of space travel and actually making them dangerous for the player could be so much fun. Imagine your helmet cracking and you taking O2 damage, needing to wear special spacesuits for certain planets, actually having to fly your ship across the galaxy, and that might take forever, instead of just fast traveling. People love survival mode in Bethesda games, so I would expect it to come to Starfield too. It would be a great addition to the game and would help us be able to see how dangerous space can really be. However, I wouldn't expect a survival mode to launch with the game, and instead I'd expect it at least a few months after release, just like how Bethesda handled it with Fallout 4. However, I really do hope that Bethesda confirms soon whether or not they have plans for a Starfield survival mode. Now, the FPS argument is one that's been going around for a while, and Starfield waiters are pretty much divided on the topic. If you subscribe to me, you'll know for a long time I heavily assumed that Starfield would launch at 60 FPS on consoles, since both Skyrim and Fallout 4 are 60 FPS on console, and you know, it's current gen, and releasing a 30 FPS game on current gen consoles seems really wild to me. But recently Bethesda did confirm that their newest game Redfall will launch at only 30 FPS for both the Series X and S, and a 60 FPS mode will come later down the line, and this honestly makes me wonder if Starfield will be 30 FPS or not. Now as a PC player this doesn't bother me too much, but I do have a Series X that I play from time to time, and a 30 FPS Starfield would be a bit of a letdown. As I said, it's 2023, not 2015 anymore, so it seems really wild to me that games are launching at 30 FPS, but maybe that's just me. I honestly don't think 30 FPS is that important for an RPG, but it is still a big concern that a lot of people have right now, and I really think it's something Bethesda need to answer as soon as possible so we know what to expect. But that will do it for the list. That's 5 things I think Bethesda need to confirm for Starfield. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see get confirmed, and if you enjoyed the video please do leave it a like as it really helps me out. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. We cover a cluster of Starfield content every single week and it would be great to have you join us. As always, a big massive thank you to our channel members. Words can never ever describe how much your membership and monthly support means to me. I cannot thank you enough. But with all of that said and done, thank you all so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in the next one.